To the Mizzle Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. 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 Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
The last 32 teams had the dream. It came down to the Final Four, and now there will be two going to the big toaster that is State Farm Field in Glendale, Arizona, as it is the third time that beautiful stadium is hosting the Super Bowl, the fourth time overall the state of Arizona is hosting the Super Bowl.
And hell of a stadium. Hell of a stadium.
Yes, it is. And for once, the big toaster will not host a Manning or a Brady in the stadium. But alas, what we do have is the Andy Reid Kool-Aid Man Bowl for some, and for others, the Kelsey Bowl. So welcome to the Championship Sunday edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. He is Mizzle. I'm a very saddened Dub, for obvious reasons, but you know what? You take your loss like a man.
Yeah.
And you lose the classy way, the right way, as a wise man once told me, you take your loss like a man. So we'll get into the last game we saw. Part 4 between the Bengals and the Chiefs did not disappoint.
We knew that was going to be a good one. We said that it was going to come down to the end. We actually said it was going to come down to a field goal, and we did last. So
and Harrison Butker kicks the game-winning field goal after. And I really hope his teammates are consoling Joseph Asari of the Bengals, because I know he has to feel like he is the loneliest man on the field. And I mean, granted, you're trying to make a play.
And he tore his leg up.
And he hurts his knee trying to make a play, but you can't
do it.
I just don't understand the lack of discipline when it comes to, okay, you see him going out of bounds, you're seeing himself up.
Pull up.
But again, I get it. You're running full speed.
Yeah.
What can you do, really? And that's the thing I'm trying to get people to understand. He's running full speed. How can you stop? You can't stop full speed. That's something you cannot do.
It's almost like with the sack. Like, what do you expect him to do when he's coming full speed and he wraps him up and he tackles him to the ground? I mean, is he supposed to put a pillow down for him and lay him down like a baby or something? Like, I don't get it. The committee has to find a way to, I wouldn't say loosen the rules, but figure out what to do, because obviously these big behemoths are coming at you full speed, and with the weight they're carrying, they can't slow that down just to not fall on the quarterback. I mean, I understand they're trying to protect the quarterback, but some of the passing calls was just horrible this year as well, with some of the things that we saw in these two games today, because it was the refs had a good hand in some of these games, no lie.
Well, that's the sucky part of trying to have a all-star crew, because they haven't been together all season.
Yes.
And so, I mean, there was, if I'm reading here, there was 13 penalties in the game, 9 on Cincinnati, 4 on the Chiefs.
Go figure. Go figure, less on the Chiefs, more on the
Now, if I want to be that conspiracy theorist person, like there's a lot out there in the NFL.
Yes.
Makes you want to go say whom. Again, Patrick Mahomes, you have to give the man his due. Man is out there pretty much on one
leg. Battling.
And he made some tremendous throws. The touchdown to Valdez-Scantling, to where Hilton just
what did I send you?
It's just a split second late.
Well, what did I send you? That was a fucking rocket.
That was a rocket. It was a rocket.
It was a laser, man. He put that like right there.
And again, and also to be missing a lot of your receivers. You didn't have Juju. Hardman was out.
Yeah. And I mean, some of these would be okay to return for the Super Bowl, because it would be nice for everybody to be at full strength.
Oh yeah, because you want both teams at the closest. I mean, no team is 100% at this time of the season.
No.
But you want both teams to be as healthy as you could possibly be, especially when it's your showcase stage.
Yes.
That is the Super Bowl. But Joe Burrow, he is that guy.
Did you see him on the sideline though? Like nothing was phasing him.
No, like
he had the jacket on. He was like, "Just give me the ball.
Yeah,
Give me the ball. I'm just go out there and do what I got to do."
yeah. And I mean the guts by Zach Taylor to call that 4th and 6 play.
The balls. That's what they say.
All-
I know
the
Tony
balls.
Romo couldn't say balls. He said stones, but
But we can say balls.
He said stones. He couldn't. I don't know if you can say balls on TV, but Tony Romo said stones.
Well, we can say balls, and we're
Oh,
saying
well, this is our damn
balls.
show. We can say what the hell we want to say on this show. Censor
But
us if we try.
He had balls,
Oh,
and Jamar Chase
big
just
great,
said, okay.
big grapefruits.
Yeah, he just said, okay, I'll just go up and get it. It certainly hurt that Taj Boyd got hurt and he could not return. That was a big loss, but
Yeah,
again,
huge.
the Bengals had a chance, but also at the same time, Chris Jones, he is that guy on defense, and he was absolutely
Made his name known.
But then again, like we always say, when you need your player to make that one play, make that one play. Chris Jones made that one play.
Well, multiple plays, just not just one. He was in that backfield all night.
Enough. Just like Hassan Jones, not Hassan Jones,
Reddick.
Hassan Reddick. The one play basically turned
the whole game around. Yeah, he basically took Purdy out the rest of the game. Well, not the rest of the game, but he made him one-dimensional.
We'll get to that eventually after we're done doing the Chiefs and the Bengals. But I mean, Mahomes throws for 326 somehow
on one leg.
On one leg, but he is our winner of the Scott Mitchell Award. You don't get away scot-free, Mahomes. You pull the Scott Mitchell Award today with nobody around you. The ball slips. And Sam Hubbard says, thank you, big man with football. But I think that one right there, when the Bengals did not score on that possession after getting the fumble, I think that might have changed the game. But also at the same time, if you're the Bengals special teams, you cannot give up that punt return to help set up the eventual game-winning field goal by Harrison Butker. That was just you can't do that.
No. Well, you gotta contain.
Yes.
You know he's gonna try to reach the edge. That's what the goal was. But not the special teams, but again, like we were saying, you can't push, especially when the quarterback is giving himself up. You just can't shove him out of bounds like that, especially with the way the rules are now. You touch the quarterback or sneeze on him, it's 15.
Yeah, but you keep asking this question, and the only thing I can do is I don't know.
How is he always open? I cannot stand Travis Kelce. Oh my God.
But he got you a lot of points in fantasy this year.
Well, I mean,
he got you a lot of points in fantasy, but I mean,
in one I didn't draft him; it was auto draft, so I did draft him. Well, he was Tom Sula.
Tom Sula. But I mean, tremendous talent. But yeah, it's just like
he's always open.
He's always open.
I feel with Travis Kelce how I felt about 85 for your team, but I've been saying that since high school, or when he was with the Niners. You want to win, you find 85. He's always open. Vernon Davis ran routes damn near as good as Travis Kelce does, but Vernon Davis is a lot faster than Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Vernon can take a 5-yard and go 85.
And make it look easy.
In a heartbeat. But I mean, really wasn't much running game on both sides. Both teams could run the ball, so they had to throw it.
And that's a shame because the Bengals have an excellent running back in Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
and it's almost like they don't utilize him properly.
And he was very effective last week against the Bills, but also at the same time, them not having those three offensive linemen really, really showed today because last week, as we talked about when we did the one screen show about how the Bills missed Von Miller.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why they signed Von Miller. Well, when you have Frank Clark on one side and you got Chris Jones up the middle,
You need your top offensive lineman.
that's going to be a problem because you just can't have one-on-one with both because somebody is going to be eating and sacking your quarterback.
They adjusted to it in the second half as they clearly sailed that on the prompter, but it seems like they went away from it. I guess they were trying to do something else, but yeah, you can't win a game without your top 3 linemen. And
No, you can't.
That sets up for disaster. Not making no excuses because it did work for them last week. So you just had excellent, tremendous talent on one side, like you just said. That's hard to be on the edge with those guys, especially Jones. And like you said, Clark, it's ridiculous.
But at the same time, Andy Reid still finds a way. You got to give credit where it's due. And for the third time in 4 years, the Chiefs will be representing the American Football Conference in the Super Bowl.
And I don't know how Eric Bieniemy is not even considered for a head coaching job.
If he does not get any interviews, doesn't matter if the Chiefs win or lose. If he does not get some considerations for a head coaching job, I'll never know.
Well, nobody's interviewing him for head coaching. He's been taking interviews for OC positions, and I don't understand that.
Well, if it's an OC job, I'm not leaving Kansas City. I have Mahomes. Why would I want to leave that?
Exactly.
Unless I'm getting the keys to my car to run my own program, I'm not leaving Mahomes.
I wouldn't do it.
Now, if Andy Reid decides to retire after the Chiefs win, I'm not saying Andy Reid is.
I think that's the only reason why he's sticking around per se. Because
that's a good reason.
There's something. I mean, there's something that contract that says when Andy Reid steps away, the reins kind of. I mean, it makes perfect good sense. You're not.
It does. It does.
So, but it's a travesty that man has not been getting called for any interviews. It baffles me.
And speaking of head coaches, not to dictate from the reason why we're doing this show, but I understand the reasoning. But yes, I am still salty about the Carolina Panthers hiring Frank Wright. I'm sorry. Steve Wilkes should have gotten the chance to be the head coach, to take the interim tag off. That locker room and that football team played for that man. And yes, 7-10
away from the playoffs.
Yes, they finished 7-10 and still had an outside shot to win the division if they would have beaten the Buccaneers.
Yep.
They went 6-6 under his tenure, and that's doing starting the year with having 3 different quarterbacks with Baker Mayfield, PJ Walker. I beg your pardon, and then eventually Sam Donald. Devonta Freeman just came out of nowhere and just ran the ball with authority. Chenault, who was traded from the Jaguars to the Panthers, showed why he can be a player in this league to complement DJ Moore, because you know DJ Moore is a ball player. Steve Wilkes should be on somebody's coaching staff real soon. Well, if not as the assistant head coach of the DC, and that's no disrespect to Frank Wright. It's not. Because Frank Wright has been a decent, solid coach. He's been a good, decent, solid coordinator, and he's played in this league. He led the greatest comeback in playoff history. So Frank Wright's name will forever be inked in NFL history to do what he did against the Oilers in the '92 wildcard game, being down 35-3. So
it's wonderful. But just to piggyback off that, I totally agree with you that because Steve Wilkes had that locker room. He had those men out there playing damn good football, even though he finished 500, like you said, with the shade away of making the playoffs. But doesn't that remind you of what happened in Vegas?
Yeah.
Everybody in that locker room back for Bisaccia.
Yeah, they wanted Bisaccia to come back.
Same thing with the Panthers. They came out and backed that man and said, well, we would love to have him back. He had built us. He got us to where we are. We were playing good football, yada, yada, yada. And then your organization goes a different direction. Not to say it's going to pan out like the Raiders did with Tyre McDaniels and they go 6 and whatever. But sometimes, man, you got to listen to your players because they're telling you what's getting them. And even if it's working. Now, if he sucked, okay, you move on. You go get your guy. But he built that team, and that team was starting to believe in winning, and it was there. You know, like with Bisaccia, that team, he even though we were winning, with Gruden was there, the flashes were starting to show, but the team could have went south. Instead of going south, they continued to go north, and they fought to get into the playoffs. And you heard every player from even the practice squad players were just like, he run here or there. This is not what the show about, but yes, just to piggyback off you, Wilk should be there. So you should listen to your players sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, they always keep saying you don't want to lose the pulse of the locker room. If the pulse of the locker room is telling you, hey, I mean, okay, yes, we know, especially in NFL, you can't keep your team together because of the salary cap and players outplaying their contracts and upping their value.
Yeah,
I get it. I understand it. But if the majority of your 53-man roster
and your leaders
and your captains, if they're telling you that, hey, bring him back, this locker room is responding to him, you might need to take that into consideration. And I mean, granted,
give it a 2-year deal. Don't give it the 4. You know what I'm saying? Give it the take the tag off. Give them 2 to 3 years. You know, the league turns around like this. There's turnover in this league left and right.
Yes.
So, coaches get fired in the middle of the season. So
yeah, and granted, it didn't work out as he would hoped it would be. But I mean, I think about the job Mike Singletary did in 2008 when he took over after Jim Nolan got fired, and they finished 7-9, and Jed York immediately after that game, when they came back to win the game on the Joe Nene field goal, Jed York instantly took the interim tag off, and you saw how ecstatic that locker room got. Now, like I said, unfortunately, it didn't work out with Singletary as it would like to be. Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
listen,
the team thrived off him, and they played better, and they finished respectable. And Jed York tried to listen to his team. That's one of the few times that I did not bash Jed York, because we all know
it's true.
I could do a whole show of bashing Jed.
I can just sit here just like this and listen to you do
it for obvious reasons. But anyhow, the point is, you got to give Clark Hunt credit. He has put it together. Him and Andy Reid have put this together, and again, for the third time in 4 years, the Chiefs are now starting to become annoying, like the doggone Patriots were, just seemingly being there at the last stages every year. And much to the chagrin of my co-host, who bleeds silver and black, has to deal with the red and yellow that is the Chiefs yet again. I know it's
painful. I can't win them all.
No,
I tell you what, there's one thing that I am so happy about. I don't care how anybody call me what you want, hater. Yep, I already been called a hater on Facebook by a Niner fan. I'm so glad it's not the Chiefs and Niners in the Super Bowl, because you know what? I will rebuke thee. You know what? Blasphemy. I will not watch that. I will boycott. You know what? Me and the kid, we went to the movies. Yeah, we went to the movies. I'd have been getting updates. Yeah. At least I get to slightly enjoy this Super Bowl a little bit. Spoiler alert, I'm picking the Eagles.
And they said I was going to be giving out all the passion today. Well, that was some passion, right? Well, I mean, it was like how I felt when I saw the Cowboys and Bills for 2 years in a row. I'm like, really? Again? Oof. Like I saw this the year before. It's going to be a blowout.
And it was just the same result as last time.
But, you know, it well, now to my disappointing time of the show, because I am. Yes, the crush would be one word I could say.
Hello, mother.
Someone is telling you hello.
Hi.
Yes, we do have live interruptions on the show. That's why it's live TV, folks. Anything could happen.
Indeed.
But They were already playing with house money.
Yeah.
Given the fact that your third overall draft pick from 2021 hurt himself in the home opener against the Seahawks in week 2, is lost for the season. Then the guy you try to trade but couldn't trade because you decided to get shoulder surgery because his shoulder wouldn't heal comes back.
And that's right away.
And then he decides to run to the back of the end zone for a safety against the Broncos. Still can't throw the ball deep. Then against the Miami Dolphins, he hurts his foot.
Mm.
But then again, I said in an earlier show, and you can go back and watch the shows, I said, well, even when Garoppolo became the starting guy, I said, well, don't be surprised if you might see Brock Purdy get a start or two here or there.
Facts. All facts. You are
Neither
right.
did I know. Not only he would be the starter, but he would take the team to being one step away from the Super Bowl. I mean, something that Dante Whitner said, everybody gets an F. The only team that gets an A is the team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy. So, yes, at the end of the day, it's a failure because you're not hoisting Lombardi or you're not even playing for Lombardi. But again, considering that if at the beginning of the season you were to tell me that I'm going to lose both quarterbacks, having to use the last pick in the draft, that he was going to take you to the title game, you would take that instantly. Just getting into the playoffs is one thing, but the team won the division, actually swept the whole division, went 6 on the division, won both their own playoff games, beating your division rival for a third time. And of course, anytime you beat your playoff rival, that is the Cowboys, and I apologize to all our followers that are Cowboy fans. I'm sorry, but y'all would have taken the same amount of pride if you beat us and ended our season. So,
fair is fair.
All is fair. Beat them twice again. Like I said, I really can't get mad at the fact that they lost per se. Because quite frankly, because the Eagles, it's not like the Eagles dominated them. Because in hindsight, they didn't. Because truthfully, the Eagles were 5 for 15 on third downs. Granted, yes, they were 3 for 3 on fourth down, so they couldn't stop them on fourth down. So you have to give them that credit. But at the same time, the Niners had 11 penalties. The Eagles had 4. To jump back in the AFC title game, Bengals have 9. Chiefs have 4. Now,
about the home teams getting that referee love.
Now again, if I wanted to be a conspiracy theorist,
we'll look right at that.
I could go there, but that's not who I am, and that's not what we do on the show. Because we don't try to have it be about the refs, because we know missed calls happen in every single game on every single play. Because if that's the case, then every single play could be reviewed, but then the 3-hour football game will probably turn into 5 or 6 hours.
Well, hell, you can say every play somebody doing some form of holding.
Yeah, you literally
on the flag on when you just went on the flag. Every play is holding.
But at the same time, there's 4 penalties in my view, 4 of the 11 that really cost the Niners in this game today against the Eagles. McGill can't have your hand on the guy's throat.
Nope.
That's hands to the face.
Yep.
Okay. Jimmy Ward can't spin around the wide receiver on a pass play. That's PI. They're going to call that. I love Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw is one of my favorite players on the current roster. Him and Fred Warner are in my top 5 of current Niner players, and Kittle's on that list too. But
Kittle.
Yeah, George Kittle is literally the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
But Drake Greenlaw, I love you, but you've been doing bonehead plays like this all year. I go back to the very first game against the Bears.
Yeah.
Lay hit on Justin Fields, kept the play alive. Bears end up winning the game 19-10 on opening day.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts running or not Hurts, it was Bo Scott. Had him for a loss. Clock was still running. Grab the face mask. That turns into a touchdown. Talanoa Hufanga, vastly improved this year. He's only going to get better.
Oh, yes.
Jalen Hurts clearly gave himself up.
Can't do it.
You can't hit him when he's out of bounds.
Can't do it.
That led to another touchdown. So if you take away those 3 costly penalties,
I agree.
and that's not to say that the Eagles still don't score on those drives.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of the very first drive of the game when they marched down the field and scored, the Eagles really did not march down the field.
Yeah, and those penalties, weren't those penalties on third down?
Yes.
I'm not. Yeah.
And then the roughing the punter changed everything.
You know,
no, I think the punter did do some acting, because I mean Mason almost blocked the football.
What is he supposed to do? And he's also getting pushed in the back if you're clearly looking at it.
Yeah.
You know, so like, where am I supposed? And where is the punter supposed to? I get it. The punter needs a place to land. Agreed. But then you have to look at it. Okay, 1, where did he start the lunge? 2, is he being pushed? If anything, that should have been awarded of 5 yards. I'd have gave it 5. I would have gave it the big one.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was worth 15.
I agree. The 5, because then you tell me it's another one is, when I look at it, some of them should be the 15, because clearly he really just rode into him, and that should be 15 because he didn't give a place to land. But if they're lunging or getting pushed, that's 5. That's easy 5.
Well, I mean,
not in this game. That should not have changed a game. That should not be thrown. Regular season, okay, all right, I get it. But in this magnitude of a game, like I believe I text you this. I said please don't let this be a flag game.
Yeah.
Don't let the refs do it. This should not be the time for this. You ain't been throwing flags all year long when flags should have been thrown.
But I mean, Jalen Hurts was not spectacular. He was only 15 and 25 for $121, but he didn't have to be spectacular because, like I said, costly penalties kept drives alive, and good teams.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
There was nothing special what they were doing.
Well, again, when you are literally down to your 4th string quarterback, and then your starting quarterback has to come back in but can't throw the ball deep. Yeah. Because and this is where sometimes I really want to just smack my fan base. Because it's like, what are you watching? His freaking forearm hits Haason Reddick's helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And then it hits him on the nerve. If you've ever gotten hit on a nerve while trying to play a sport, number 1, it numbs real quickly, and you feel the numbing going from your forearm all the way down to your hands to where your arm literally feels like it's numb.
Well, he said he couldn't grip the ball. He said there was no way. It was amazing that he was handing the ball off when he came back in the game.
Yeah,
because, he definitely couldn't throw the ball.
He couldn't throw the ball.
No. So
what was Kyle Shanahan to do? What was he to do? What could he do?
Got a concussion. So
Johnson has concussion. Okay, they had to keep running razzle dazzle plays because, again, my quarterback can't throw the ball. You really want to put the game in the hands of Christian McCaffrey, who, yes, he can throw the ball, but that's not who he is. I mean, really?
Yeah. But I was talking about the Eagles was running the same plays.
They were, but and it's not like, I mean, Grant Game will have 40 yards rushing. Sanders had 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hurts ran for 39 yards. Scott for 21. So yeah, they ran for 140 yards as a team, but it wasn't like it was constant domination.
The score was misleading for sure.
Yeah,
the score was definitely misleading for sure.
But again, the Eagles did what any team is supposed to do: take advantage of the situation, and they took advantage of the situation. Like I said, I really feel for Brock Purdy because the man is a humble kid. He is a humble young man. Yeah. He played and did it the right way. And I just
go out that way.
I just feel for him that his first loss came to where he really couldn't be being a factor in deciding it.
Yeah.
And that sucks because and his press conference at the end of the game just tells me all I need to know about who he is when he said that he felt bad for his teammates, not for himself, but for him. Which led Fred Warner to say what he said. And I mean, it's the truth. They don't get to where they're at without him playing. Because when he came in, their scoring went up.
Yeah. The offense changed.
The offense
guy
changed.
by the name of Kittle was getting more action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do feel bad for the kid, though. I wish he could have finished what he started.
Yeah.
Because he would as much as I don't like your organization, his story is good. To be Mr. Irrelevant, to come in, go 8-0, to be in the NFC Championship game. I wish I'd have seen him complete the season. It sucks. It sucks the way it ended for you guys. But everybody got to play the game.
Yeah, you have to play the game, and like I said, the Eagles did what they had to do in the game, and they've earned they earned the right to go 14-3 to get home field advantage.
Yep, they're the number one seed for a reason.
And Philadelphia was Philadelphia tonight, and it showed why. So I mean, that's a credit to Jeffrey Lurie. That's a credit to Howie Roseman. That's a credit to Sirianni. They earned the right to go to Glendale, Arizona, and to play the Chiefs. No question about that. And again, this seems to be the lingering issue in the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era since they've gotten here in 2017. Who in the hell is the damn quarterback? We are back to square one again.
It's a good situation to be in. If Purdy comes back healthy and Lance comes back healthy, that's going to be one hell of a camp.
Oh yeah, it is.
I will be looking forward to that. And whoever wins the job, I believe, can handle it. It's a good situation you guys are in.
Well, hopefully, the latest on Purdy was he hurt his UCL, and if you're a baseball player, that is normally not a good thing, because if that is ruptured, that normally means the infamous initials of TJ, which is Tommy John surgery, which is normally common when you hear a UCL tear. Now we'll wait for the MRI tomorrow. Hopefully it's not ruptured, because if it's not ruptured, he just needs rest and it will heal on its own.
Sweet.
If it's ruptured, that sounds like TJ, and that's not a good thing. And so now here comes that question. If he does have to get Tommy John surgery, the lingering question: do you bring back on a 1-year deal? That's gonna be the question. I was trying not going to be back after that fractured ankle, but there were some plays that were missed. I mean, even on the Purdy injury, Brandon Ayuk was running down the left sideline wide open. Josh Johnson pulls a Kaepernick because Kittle is wide open in the flat with Green ahead of him. Johnson doesn't see him.
Mm-hmm.
And rule number 2 after rule number 1, because rule number 1, you never do the Eli. You don't pat the ball.
Do not pat the ball.
Number 2, you have got to watch yourself catch the snap. On the fumble, Josh Johnson was trying to look at his progressions and not catch the ball. Can't do anything about progressions if you don't catch the ball first. And it just seemed like whatever little momentum the Niners got, they would shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Be it with a penalty. Like I said, they played undisciplined. And it's unfortunate because they picked the wrong time to. I mean, it really was Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong. And like I said, it's just unfortunate that you really didn't get to see the true battle, because, again, you had a quarterback literally playing with one arm. Literally, with one arm. Another one gets concussed. But, again, here's what I don't understand. Okay. You say it's a 53-man roster.
Correct.
But yet you only suit up 46. So Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk was talking about, well, why not expand the roster, or why not have the practice squad people be activated for game day?
I would say for playoff purposes, I agree with that. Regular season, you work with
Because I mean, nobody was expecting that you lose both your quarterbacks to injury.
no.
Nobody was expecting
That's
that.
unheard of. I mean, we know you play the sport, injuries can happen at any time, but
Okay.
you don't see that happening.
You weren't expecting the body bag game like the Eagles and Redskins had back in the day. That was a regular season game.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting to have something like that, especially in your conference championship game. But for playoff purposes, maybe you should kind of expand the roster, because you don't want something happening like that, especially on your second biggest stage of your season. Because obviously the Super Bowl is the biggest stage, and the second biggest stage is your conference championship games.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure Fox is, mad at themselves because they thought they would have a better game, and so did I. But again, your quarterback, who's been a tremendous story,
Yeah.
he gets hurt the way he did. Is just, what can you do? But again, the Eagles did what they were supposed to do. They took advantage, and now my team will try to reload and try to, come back next year. But I mean, you have the Seahawks; they're up and coming. Who knows what the Cardinals are going to do to, who's going to be their new head coach? Who knows?
The Rams.
The Rams are in trouble.
Yeah. Even with McVay coming back, I still think
they
it
got
should
rid
be the Seahawks for another 2 years.
Yeah, it'll be Seattle up and coming. But here's another reason why I'm proud of my team, that they did what they did. They were tied for the 5th toughest schedule this season. This season before the season started, they had the 5th toughest strength of schedule, and the Eagles have the 30th.
Oh,
so now, by all means, schedule is what the schedule is, and you play your schedule. I'm not making any. I'm not saying the Eagles were not good, but your schedule is your schedule. You can't do nothing about that. You just play your schedule. But for my team to basically go 13-4, with a tough schedule as they had it, because it was a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm proud of my team. I'm proud to be a fan of my team, even though some people in my fan base are getting on my everlasting nerves, because I'm just like, do you not know football, or do you not know anything? But they
same for mine.
They might they'll be they'll be one of the top favorites to possibly try and get there. But one thing is for sure, it's time for a new right tackle. Mike McGlinchey, you got to go bye-bye.
Oh,
it's time. It's time. Just like you said, it's time with Derek Carr. It's time with McGlinchey. You got to figure again. You still have to figure out who your center is, who your right guard is, who your right tackle is.
Yeah.
They need to address those, and they need to address those mightily in the offseason. We know who the left side is. Aaron Banks was tremendous this year. Trent Williams is Trent Williams.
I'm saying
that's going to be a factor.
Big fella's ready to throw hands too.
Yeah, he was. not to mention, for 3 more years, you got Chris McCaffrey under team control. He's not going anywhere.
That's right.
He's a free agent in 2026. So now you'll have a full off season and a full camp with him, and all the schemes that Shanahan can put him in. Of course, you may have the Purdy Lance battle in training camp to see who your quarterback is.
And I'm looking forward to looking at that.
I hate to see him go, but it just seems like DeMeco Ryans is going to be head coach, more than likely, with Houston Texans.
I was going to ask that question.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the way you want to go.
No.
But I mean, like I said, the defense loves that man. He loves them. But like I said, D'Amico, with the way he coached, earned the right for the chance to be head coach. I just wish he wouldn't go back to Houston and not work for the McNairs. But if anybody can turn around that program, I think he can do it
I agree.
because he's played there.
Yeah.
Um,
Hell of a career there.
but I mean, whoever takes over the DC mantle, they have a lot of that. They got tough shoes to fill because trying to replace Salah and now D'Amico Ryans is not going to be an easy task.
No.
It's not going to be an easy task at all. But at the end of the day, it is the Eagles, it is the Chiefs preparing for Super Bowl 57. And
I do like this matchup though. I kind of do.
Well, like I said, it's
both teams got a good defense.
Yeah, a little history, a little history because you do have for the first time ever 2 black starting quarterbacks.
Let's go.
And who thought you would have been saying that 30 years ago?
Let's go. Man, we had the 2 black coaches. Now we got the quarterbacks. So
so we got Jalen Hurts, Emma Holmes battling for the Lombardi Trophy. Of course, a lot of history evolving. Andy Reid, of course, coached for 14 years in Philly, did some great things in Philly.
Matter of fact, didn't he take? He was the one that took him to the Super Bowl with McNabb, right?
He is the one. So many years they got to the NFC title game, fell short. Then 2004 they finally got there, and then Donovan McNabb decides to throw up in the huddle and not have a sense of urgency. And Brady and the Patriots get their 3rd Lombardi Trophy in that 4-year span to become a dynasty in the early 2000s. Nick Sirianni takes over, and now he has the chance to bring the Eagles their 2nd Lombardi Trophy. It's their 2nd appearance in the last 7 years. Of course, they won it all in 2017 in Super Bowl 52 with Doug Peterson. And yes, Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl to a backup quarterback. Because if he's the GOAT, GOATs are not supposed to lose to backup quarterbacks in a Super Bowl.
Well, hold on. While we're speaking on the Eagles, shout out to our listener TG, big Eagles fan.
Yes, so, one of the few Eagle fans I know.
Big salute to you. This one's for you. Congratulations, man.
So buy some Eagles NFC Championship gear, wear it on Super Sunday, and then if they just happen to win on February the 12th, buy the Super Bowl shirt.
Yes, and you will. We will love to have you on the show, Baron, if your team wins that one, to share your passion on the show.
Yes, culminate in your celebration. So yes, we will have a show or two before the Super Bowl because now it's the 2-week hype and the 2-week media circus that is Super Bowl week in Glendale, Arizona. And well, if I didn't have to work, I'm gonna go drive to Glendale and be a part of Super Bowl week. Why not? But
that would be nice.
That's here or there. I may do it next year because Super Bowl 58 will be here at the Death Star at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, as they're already making renovations to the suites to prepare for the Super Bowl. So we will definitely have some shows in exchange as we will preview this matchup. Even though Mizzle has already given away his pick.
Well, you know what? How do you feel about doing shows for the SFL, USFL, and when the XFL start? I mean,
we can do that. We can do that too because
football. I mean,
football does not end after February the 12th because yes, the USFL returns for its 2nd season.
Yes.
Which I think Birmingham is going to be a host again, and also Ford Field in Detroit is going to be hosting some games.
Yes.
And eventually the USFL goal is to have their home bases eventually host their games. The XFL is, I think, the 3rd version. It might do good just because the Rock has put a lot of investment into this, and they definitely have developed some things. So I will be a Vegas Vipers fan since there is a team out here. I just don't know why they're going to play their games at Cashman Field.
You have been harping on that since they announced that, man.
Okay. I have spent a lot of afternoons and a lot of evenings at Cashman Field watching minor league baseball. And granted, it's not that long of a drive from where I live, so the commute is not as bad. But Sam Boyd Stadium is sitting right there. Nothing's being done with Sam Boyd. Why can't they use Sam Boyd to play football for the Vipers?
Maybe
I
they
don't know.
try. Maybe they try. You don't know. You don't know.
We don't know, but I will definitely attend some Vegas Vipers home games and just watch some good old fashioned.
You know, it'd be nice if they put a team in Sacramento.
Yeah, they should.
It would be interesting.
Or maybe bring back the Oakland Invaders of the USFL as it was back in the 80s. You never know. But yeah,
Take that drive.
I am down to talk some good spring football.
Let's do it.
Because spring football is hope springs eternal, and plus it'll keep that football itch subside until the NFL returns.
You know, somebody hitting somebody. You know,
Yes.
especially with the long season of golf and NASCAR, and we should be getting baseball. Should be
Yeah. Pitchers and catchers will be reporting soon.
Yeah. So I mean, we still got plenty of
We'll get
basketball, so we can just become a whole. The show can just become the whole sports show. How about that? We'll just
Yes.
we'll
Yes.
turn it into the whole association of everything that's being played. Hell, the Masters is coming around too. We can even talk about that.
Yes. Yes, indeed, because everybody loves the Masters. And it is unique per se to see that, a coach that had his imprint on two franchises meet each other in a Super Bowl. It's very, very rare that gets to happen, but it does. I think it'll be a good competitive game. I definitely think the Eagles are the more healthier team out of the two right now, which might be an advantage for Philadelphia. I'm anxious to see what the odds are right now, and I'm gonna try and check that out right now and see if there are any odds, because I'm pretty sure there is.
Oh yeah, there's a line.
Okay, right now, as it stands, and this is according to Caesars, right now, it is the Eagles at -2. Those are our first odds right now of Super Bowl 57. The Eagles -2.
Kind of jump once practice start and they see who's out there.
Yeah.
And that's
But right now,
it makes sense. That's simple.
But also right now on the ESPN app, as far as the matchup predictor right now, it's an even split 50-50.
That's a good call with that one too.
Yeah, it is. Now, like I said, their center, Dickerson for the Eagles, he's questionable. But obviously you get 2 weeks to heal. So it definitely will help the Chiefs if you get Hartman, Schuster, and Kadarius Toney back, in addition to Willie Gay and Lenarius Sneed.
Well, he has a concussion, so
yeah,
that might be a little different.
So right now, if you're trying to pick them, spread +2 for the Eagles, or +2 for the Chiefs, -2 for the Eagles. The money line +110 for the Chiefs, -134. The Eagles right now, the over/under is at 49.5. That's the total right now.
That sounds good. So they're basically saying both teams will score in the 20s.
Yeah.
Well,
considering you have the Eagles,
that's fair.
Considering that you have the Eagles at 28 points a game, the Chiefs at 29, so it's pretty much even there. But again, the Eagles are the number 2 defense in the NFL for a reason, and they can sack the quarterback. And if Mahomes is still nursing that ankle, that's going to be issues for.
Hey, wait, all week. Oh, I'm fine. Showing him. And what did I tell you? I believe I said this on the last show. It don't matter about how you do it in practice.
Oh yeah,
everybody's rushing you now.
Yeah.
Yes, you get out that pocket.
Yes,
and you clearly saw that you wasn't fine, bro. So
definitely.
I'm pretty sure that would be off his feet.
And it wasn't like the Bengals were not getting pressure; they were. It's just Mahomes at the last second was just able to just get rid of the ball and find some targets. So sometimes sometimes people be like, well, if you can't sack the quarterback, your defense sucks. No, not necessarily. check the rushes and the hurries.
Mm-hmm.
That can tell you if your team is getting pressure or not. Yes, the sack would be nice, but if you're constantly getting there towards the quarterback,
if you
you're
touch
just that
it,
you're just that split second off from possibly changing the game.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if you had Lawrence Taylor or Reggie White or Howie Long,
I don't think they playing.
no, but I'm just saying if you had those, that's your split second difference because those guys want to get to the quarterback. Like I said, live TV, folks. As my partner's trying to catch himself.
Okay, I'm back.
That was funny.
I love that woman.
But I still would not want to see Lawrence Taylor in a dark alley. No, thank you.
No, thank you. No. Deacon Jones, no, thank you.
I don't want the head slap. No.
No want Deacon Jones. No.
No head slapping for me, please.
I think he died.
Yeah, he's playing football in heaven. Yes, he is. He's head slapping somebody getting to the quarterback up there on the heavenly football field. Probably still chasing after Walter Payton.
Thank you.
For that matter. But
I'm about dead people.
Also such a more football news. Earlier today, not to take everything off of Championship Sunday, but to piggyback on what you said earlier this morning, yes, the Miami Dolphins get a huge addition to their staff.
That defense is going to be even more national than what they already slightly were already.
Yeah. Bradley Chubb gets reunited with his former head coach as Vic Fangio will be joining the Dolphins staff as the defensive coordinator, and he is the highest paid coordinator in the NFL.
He falls in one of those categories to where he's a better coordinator than he is a head coach.
I agree.
That kind of sucks because you would think that you can, but I believe you take on more of your plate when you become a head coach. So the roles are more added on. So, but yeah,
well, I'll just say this: anywhere he has gone, the defense has vastly improved, and trust me, I was heartbroken.
Yep.
When Vic Fangio left my team as the defense coordinator because you know how much I love Fangio.
Yeah. Just like how you feel about D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah. Like I said, if D'Amico was to leave, I'd be like, Kyle, call Lord Fangio back and have him come back to Santa Clara. Because if you have Fangio running that defense with Bosa and Buckner and Greenlaw and Warner,
good Lord.
If you thought Bowman Willis and Alden Smith and Justice Smith was special, man. But that's
just listen to that. It's not a maze if you guys didn't get a Super Bowl out of all that. Just from there to where you're at now. It is you got there, but it's just a maze. You didn't pull one out.
Well, like I keep saying,
I'm happy, but I'm just saying, as for you as a Niner fan, I understand. Like I said, I'm happy with that.
Well, you rightfully so. I know how much my fan base gets on your everlasting nerve. I get it. I understand it. But here's the thing. The winning has not been consistent under the ownership of Jed, Denise, and Dr. John. But like I said on another past show, for whatever reason that may be, for whatever reason, whenever they do get into the playoffs, they're either in the Final Four or the Final Two.
Yeah.
Now it sucks. Now it sucks. My heart keeps getting broken because a play here or a play there, or Kaepernick not finding an open guy in the flat and wanting to throw a pass, or not giving your future Hall of Famer the ball at the 5-yard line after you got to the 5-yard line, but that's here nor there, or giving up a 3rd and 15 in the 4th quarter, or overthrowing a guy that had to step on a wide receiver the one time you decide you can actually throw the ball deep. But that's not here nor there. They keep getting there, but it seems like they're missing that final push to put them over the edge. Yeah. And unfortunately, today but I do have one question though that I really would like to ask Kyle Shanahan. Kyle, why are you having a wide receiver and your third string tight end block Hassan Reddick?
Oh,
Can you can
bro, wasn't that? Didn't I try to discuss that with you? Like, do you might want to put somebody on this guy in the backfield? he's causing havoc.
Okay.
And was it Jennings that whiffed? I believe it was Jennings that missed.
I think it was John that whiffed, and Kittle got there too late because Kittle is a very good blocking tight end.
Yeah, but no.
But he got there too late. But it's like, really, Taylor Croft, really? Okay. I'd rather have Ross Dwelly or Charlie Warner. They're good blocking tight ends.
Yeah.
Hell, put Kyle Juszczyk on him.
Oh, you beat me to. Oh, that's exactly. I knew you were about to say that. I knew that was coming. Yeah, I agree.
But
at least chip. Don't give him a chip.
Something. But Tom Sula.
Tom Sula.
I don't get it. And again, it's that play that changed everything in that game because the Niners were on the move. They were They were heading towards Eagles territory. Yeah. I think they were at midfield when it happened. Because if you,
I believe Purdy hits Ayuk on that route because it was
open. Like I said, Ayuk was coming wide open.
And
if you watch the all-22, you will see number 11 down the sideline. At least for a big play, worst case scenario, you're in field goal range for Robbie Gould.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, the final touchdown of the season by Christian McCaffrey was just amazing.
Tough as fucking nails, man.
He just takes a hit, bounces off. Okay, get off me, and goes.
He made the first dude just miss though. It should have been tackled. It should have been tackled for like a 2 yard.
Yeah, it should have been tackled for a loss.
He turned. But I wouldn't even think a 2 yard loss. I think he got some yardage, but he put that move on him, and it was
whatever. And what's more disappointing the fact is the Niners had momentum. The momentum was on their side. The Eagles couldn't do nothing offensively, and then that's where the costly penalties come into play. Because if you take away all those penalties, and again, that's not to say that the Eagles wouldn't score.
Yeah.
But if you take away those penalties, the Eagles only win the game by a final score of 10-7 or 13-7. Now, again, that's not to say that the Eagles might have not would have scored on those drives.
Yeah.
But when you keep playing, when you keep giving team drives alive, eventually it's going to bite you. So, again, I think they need to look at right tackle again.
Mm-hmm.
I know Spencer Burford is a rookie. So I give him another season because he has shown some promise at times. But definitely need to find a center. Definitely need to find yourself a right tackle because I like I said, McGlinchey was solid the first few years, and then I just don't know what happened after that. And then just seeing the way Micah Parsons almost gave him the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat hip toss last week, I'm just like, bro, really? So you may have to address those issues. And again, who's the quarterback? I'm back to this question again. Who?
Well, let's reestablish this after tomorrow. Let's reestablish that question because
I mean the MRI will
comes back that he's okay.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be nice because, like I said, even before Trey Lance got hurt, the offense was fluid. It was moving. Now you put Trey Lance with Christian McCaffrey. You still, and what's a good thing about it, you have a lot of your core players locked up. There's not a problem with contract issues right now.
No, but eventually, like I said, Nick Bosa is the next guy you have to pay.
Or you might want to do that. You might want to do it after this year
because like I said, you've already paid Trent, you've already paid Debo,
you've already paid
Warner. McCaffrey's under team control for the next 3 years.
Yeah. I think the other two guys got Greenlaw locked down too.
He would be the next after Bosa if Dre is. I think Dre's still under his rookie contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But Nick Bosa is the guy that you have to give up. The way he was talking, it sounds like Jimmy Ward might be out the door.
Oh,
But
oh,
well, I've been 50-50 on Jimmy. I mean, he's been a good teammate. There's no question about that. It was just the main thing for me with him was being available. Because as we always say, your best ability is availability. And a lot of times he would miss a good portion of the season.
Yeah.
I still think you have to address your cornerback issue. I mean, Tre'Davious Ward was a tremendous signing, was solid, but you got to find his counterpart. Is it Emmanuel Mosley? How is he going to be coming back off the ACL? Same thing if you decide to bring Mr. Verrett back for another year. How's he going to recover? Or is Verrett going to retire? There's a lot of things. I would definitely bring back Tashawn Gibson. Tashawn Gibson was tremendous, and he helped Tufanga become eventually what he became, which was a Pro Bowler. Like I said, he's only going to get better. But you definitely want to look at your secondary and definitely want to improve on that. And again, find a right tackle, find a center. Because like I said, the window is there. It's closing. It's closing, but again, you have two possible capable quarterbacks, and not to mention you have a full off season with CMC.
Yeah.
Debo wants to come back and prove he can still be a wide receiver. Ayuk got tremendously better. George Kittle is having fun again because now he's actually being used as a pass catcher, not just a blocking tight end. And he is the great sound bite that keeps on giving, and pretty much what he said was pretty much accurate of what he said.
Please never change.
I love Kittle, but I mean, season is over. But of course, as we always do, I have to do this, even if it's at the expense of my own team. So, yes, I'm going there, ladies and gentlemen. I am giving my football team their eulogy for the 2022 season.
There's a eulogy coming. Oh boy,
there is a eulogy coming. Yes, there is.
Oh.
I just gotta find the doggone song. Where are you at?
But it was a tremendous season, though.
It was.
Putting the differences that I have towards your organization. It was pretty interesting watching you guys.
Yeah. All the times that you had to wash your mouth out giving my team credit, I'm like, this is hurting him.
Here it is again.
I know it is. He's like, need to stop doing this. But
as we do this show, I can't always be that type of fan, even though it's our show. But credit is due. You guys had a great season. Just sucks that it didn't end the way it should. I wanted it to end is because you know me, I always want to beat the team.
You want to beat them at their best.
Yeah, you never want to take a team out when they're playing their, definitely when you're down to their last. That's what you kind of never want. So, but no, all difference aside, a tremendous season and nothing to hang your head low to because hell, like I said, your third string quarterback came in. Most teams, that's throwing in the white flag.
Yeah, your season's over.
Yeah, if you're quarterback,
if you're down your third string, it is okay. Where are we going for vacation? And when is it going to end?
Shit checked out. We man, what we doing? We just showing up.
Yeah.
No, that man came in and commanded that team and took that team, got on that horse and was like, "I'm the commander in chief. Let's go."
Yes.
Nothing to hang your head low to on that one.
So, dearly beloved,
here we go.
We are here to send one final farewell to my beloved team that I love in red and gold. It was not, yes, really. It was a tremendous season. Not the way I wanted to end, but alas, They fell at the hands of the Eagles of Philadelphia. And with that said, leave the Rocky Balboa statue alone. Don't put
Bad
Team
omen.
Paraphernalia on it. Just
You
leave it
took it
alone
very
and take a
well.
picture with it. But alas, I say rest in peace to the 49ers season of 2022. As we get the golf clap.
Well, like I say this, it's nice and warm.
You and a friend of the show, Mr. Gregory Pace, have been saying that all afternoon / even long. Come sit on the couch.
Sit your ass on the couch. And you know what? I love the rebuttal when I say that from the fan bases. And I'm like, you know what? When they say the rebuttal is, well, we made it farther than your team. You know what? You did. But guess what? Did you achieve the goal?
Yeah.
To what you play this sport?
Are you hoisting Lombardi? No, you're not.
No.
Sit down.
So guess
Sit
what?
down.
Come sit your ass on this couch where it's warm. Don't matter what it is. My team, yes, my team sucked. We knew this. We know this. You don't have to continue to tell me.
Yeah.
I sit here and bash my team on this show every time.
Yes, he does.
I have no shame.
I can't count how many times he has said F my team. But the next week still we're in the close talking about, damn it, let's get a win. Same with me. On years where I knew my team sucked and they were just gonna get flat out mollywopped, I still go Niners.
I'm still gonna talk my mess. And so, but yeah, you didn't achieve the goal. So we'll see. So you didn't say your pick for this Super Bowl. Who you riding with? I mean, I know the NFC person in you wants your conference to win. That's just a.
I just think I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles just simply because the fact is their defense. You have 4 guys on that defense that can get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
The Chiefs don't have that.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Chiefs are banged up. And yes, those 2 weeks are going to help. But how's it going to affect you when you get on that field and the first contact happens?
Yeah, because you're not practicing the first week. The first week you're relaxing. You're not going to practice the week of
first week you're healing, doing all the media stuff.
Yeah.
And then the second week, Super Bowl week, then it's time to prepare and get it going. But I'm giving it to the Eagles just because the Eagles showed why they are the number 2 defense in the NFL. As I'm watching Ron Martin with his 3 interception day in the Superdome on Super Bowl 15, as Ron Jaworski just was in a giving mood that day.
You know who won that Super Bowl?
On January the 27th, 1981, as the Raiders became the first wild card team to win a Super Bowl.
Wasn't even born, but I know the history.
Neither was I.
But we know our history.
And that was one of Al Davis's greatest speeches.
You're damn right it was.
As Bryant Gumbel was holding a very long microphone for NBC back in the day. Yes.
He was, yes.
That was a very long microphone. I'm like, whoa, that's a long microphone. But which was also the first Super Bowl that the great Dick Enberg did for NBC, him and Merlin Olsen in the Superdome. And of course, Cliff Branch showed off his greatness, to which he really could have been the MVP and not Jim Plunkett, but they gave it to Plunkett because of the obvious great comeback story that was Plunkett in that particular season.
He was putting the balls on the money, though.
Yeah, he was. He was throwing darts.
Cliff Branch was wide open, damn near 90%, 99, 95, whatever. He was just open.
Of course, John Madden tells a great story about it's the national anthem, and Cliff Branch comes up and says, "Coach, I think I could beat my man deep." And he's like, "Cliff, the game hasn't started yet, but I know, but I think I could beat my man deep." One of the great John Madden stories about Cliff Branch you would ever want to hear. But like I said, I'm picking the Eagles. Some of it, yes, because of NFC affiliation, but I just think the Eagles' defense is better. Hence, they're the number 2 defense in the NFL for a reason. Like I said, you have 4 guys that have 10 plus sacks. And not even to mention, you have the mighty Quinn as a backup on the bench that can still get to the quarterback, and you haven't even used him.
Are you already including Dominic Sue in this 4? Because
No,
they got Sue, bruh.
him and Linval Joseph have certainly shored up the run game. Now,
Yes.
like I said, the only if there's a chink in the armor of the Eagles defense, it's they are susceptible to runs up the middle.
Yeah, as you guys
and,
showed that.
and their linebackers are susceptible, which means Kelsey might have a very big game against these linebackers in this game, to which you're going to have to account for them. Now, with that said, can the Chiefs secondary cover Devontae Smith and AJ Brown over the top? That's going to be a problem, because you saw how Higgins and Jamar Chase tonight were getting downfield, and Joe Burrow was putting the ball right on him. Now, if Hurts does not underthrow, now I still think Hurts was bothered by that shoulder today.
That was the theme of this weekend.
Which a lot of his balls were underthrown. Now, him having 2 weeks off to get that shoulder healed, he may be able to throw the ball deep. But again, not to sound old schoolish, but I think it may come down to who can run the ball effectively. Can it be Pacheco, or will it be Miles Sanders and Gainwell? Gainwell has become a monster in the run game, like he was against the Giants, and the runs that he helped extend the drive today. I think Gainwell might be my X factor going into the game, along with Pacheco.
Okay.
And perhaps maybe Jerick McKinnon might be the other X factor in this game. But like I said, slight defense of edge goes to the Eagles, because, I mean, it really is a very evenly matchup, because, like I said, it's going to come to, well, I mean, every game comes down to who controls the line of scrimmage. There's no question about that. But
100%.
I think the Eagles have the offensive line that can contain Chris Jones and Frank Clark, because if you can contain those two, and plus, I mean, Hurts is still a factor with his legs.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Can you contain him as well? That's the thing. Yeah. You might take out if you can keep him in the pocket, but then again, he can still get out though. That's
and here's the thing: a lot of his runs are design calls. It's not backyard football per se, as it is with a lot of quarterbacks. A lot of his runs are in the RPO game, which of course back then they didn't call out RPOs because you didn't want your quarterbacks getting hit. But with Hurts, that's strictly the offense that he runs, to which Nick Sirianni patents his offense after that.
New NFL, Lamar Jackson, you clearly see it. Kyler Murray, that's what's used right now. That's where it's going.
But we will have 2 weeks to talk about this, so we definitely will have multiple Super Bowl shows, and of course, like we always do, to stick with our tradition, we'll have a show the night before the Super Bowl to really dissect this game. We've already given away our picks. We're both picking the Eagles, so yes.
But we will still talk about the practices and what we see and the notes, and just to give you guys our view of what we're seeing.
So if you hear a lot of Rocky music, you've been warned. I'm just telling you that right now. So you may hear "Gonna Fly Now" about who knows how many different dozen times, and whatever songs I play from the Creed soundtrack. You'll be hearing a lot of Philip. You know what?
Oh, no.
Because I'm going there. Because they won.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's not a Rocky song, but no, not the Bee Gees. Like I said, live TV, folks. No, not the Bee Gees.
Nobody wants the bubble guts.
not the Spirit of John Travolta, but you might be hearing a lot of this in the upcoming weeks, and I really don't care if you judge me. I'm a fan of his. I don't care, but you might be hearing a lot of this week. You might be hearing a lot of Philadelphia Freedom right now. by Sir Elton John. That's
Yes.
how I'm feeling right now.
Yes. Yes.
So they might be playing Philadelphia. Well, I'm pretty sure they're still playing Philadelphia Freedom right now in Philadelphia. Yes. They don't care if the light poles are greased up. They still find a way to climb the doggone pole and have cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tonight.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So,
yes.
A lot of Philadelphia Freedom going on right now in the city of
Pennsylvania. I feel their passion. I feel their passion. I am 50% Philadelphian. I feel it.
Live TV, folks.
I know that fan base. I know it.
And they will be traveling to Glendale, Arizona. There's a lot of transplacing Eagle fans in the desert, along with Chiefs fans, which is something I found out the one year I lived in Arizona. But like I said, it's a beautiful stadium. That is the Big Toaster in Glendale, as Phoenix/Glendale is hosting its 4th Super Bowl as the Fighting Elton Johns take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Fake chop Chiefs.
As I'm just going to let Elton John just take us home. Take us home, Elton. Even though this is not the Eagles fight song, it's my fight song for Philadelphia. Thank you, Sir Elton. But yeah, you might be hearing a lot of Philadelphia Freedom, especially if the Eagles win their 2nd Super Bowl in 7 years.
And we plan on having a guest.
Yes.
If the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, yes. He will bask in his team's triumphant win. But then again, it might make sense because the President of the United States was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So, hey, why not? It makes all the sense in the world. As he has the front on his face. But nonetheless, a little bit of history.
Anyone but the Chiefs.
you got 2 black quarterbacks starting the Super Bowl, to which I know Doug Williams would be very, very proud. And actually, come to think of that, Tuesday will be his anniversary of when he started in the Super Bowl. Of course, that would be Super Bowl 22, where he thrashed the Denver Broncos, or as you like to say, the logo.
Oh yeah,
the logo that is John Elway, but now the
you don't believe me? Put the Broncos helmet up next to John Elway smiling, and you will never look at the logo the same. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And then we called the
coming up on the 35th anniversary of Doug Williams' tremendous performance in Super Bowl 22 on Tuesday as he thrashed the Broncos for 300 plus yards, threw 4 touchdowns. Of course, one of the greatest quarters of offensive football you'll ever see in the Super Bowl, when the Redskins scored 35 in the 2nd quarter.
He was just
after spotting the Broncos a 10-0 lead, and at the same time, Doug Williams got hurt, almost bent his leg backwards.
Yeah.
Looked like he got shot in the leg with the way he was falling down. And oddly enough, Jay Schrader, who came in the year before to be the Redskins quarterback, comes in, gets sacked, and Doug Williams says, "F this."
Jay Schrader.
Hold my Gatorade. I'm coming in.
Yeah, because he saw that pathetic thing called Jay Schrader out there screwing up the Super Bowl. Yeah, Jay Schrader was a former Raider. Yeah. He saw that piece of crap out there throwing the football.
Anyhow, the Redskins go off for 35 points. The Broncos forget to cover Ricky Sanders because Ricky Sanders just ran rampant in the 2nd quarter. Then his moment in the sun, Timmy Smith went around, ran in circles, came out the tunnel, ran through the Broncos defense, and the Redskins never looked back as they beat the Broncos 42-10. as Joe Gibbs won his second Super Bowl with a different quarterback, but of course, because it was Doug Williams, who was the first black quarterback to start in the Super Bowl, of course, it was much of a line then talking about, and the black athlete playing quarterback to win the Super Bowl, and well, he made history on that day in San Diego at the old Murph at Jack Murphy Stadium. So happy anniversary, Doug Williams. Oh, thank you. I get one piece. How lovely of my mother to give me a piece of bacon on the show.
Bacon is good.
Bacon is very good, especially on burgers.
Pretty
But
much on anything.
yeah, it is. But now just one subject I do want to talk about here, changing sports. Now of course, us being full-fledged Laker haters, it's always a good thing when the
Full-fledged what?
Laker haters.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk
but now very rarely will I ever sympathize with them. But with that said, the game never should have gone in overtime.
I think LeBron at least makes one free throw. I think he at least makes one.
But with that said, okay, now we clown LeBron all day every day, from his bald spot to him being the valedictorian of the Vlade Divac School of Flopping.
Yes.
However,
A+ student.
However, he was fouled.
Oh, foul's a foul.
Foul should have been called, and the referee is standing there within proximity of the call. Is like, what are you not seeing? Like Jason Tatum slapped his exactly. Jason Tatum slapped his skin, and
yes, Tatum was laughing.
Yeah, because he knew he got away with one.
Yeah,
he knew he got away with one.
Trust me, I know about a team playing in Boston. My Sixers always get destroyed with the referees out there. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I don't want to, and again, I don't like making excuses, but here it is. The King couldn't even get a foul call. That's a shame.
Yeah. So on that particular time,
even when he cries for the fouls that are not fouls, but that one,
but yeah,
even the acting he was doing was called for because it was a foul.
Yeah, he had a legitimate gripe, but it was not called. But something I had said earlier to a buddy of mine at a church before morning service, I said, you know what? Like how the officers like to give out these fines to players and coaches, maybe they need to give referees some of these fines and hit them in their wallet.
Well, especially when you put out the report and saying that it should have been as you should have. Yeah. So if they're not,
don't tell me in 24 hours. Oh, we missed. No.
Right.
No team wants to hear that. No coaching staff wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that.
Well, 2-minute report.
Yeah. I can wipe my ass with a 2-minute report. Wipe my ass, and as Dave Chappelle said, kiss my ass with them shits. That's what you can take your 2-minute report and you can shove it.
Yeah, because it doesn't change the outcome.
Or like Stone goes, you damn right, but take a pocket edge and shove it.
Yeah, it doesn't change the outcome.
No,
I'd rather you not tell me. I'd rather just live with that. Yeah. I know what happened and we move on.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell me that it should have been. Well, what the hell?
Yeah,
the fucking score. Or let's run this back. Yeah, there should be no 2-minute report.
But what do I know?
Yeah, and like we said, we don't care anything about the Lakers.
No, but
or LeBron for that matter. But fair is fair, and the foul is foul.
I mean, if it's obvious, it's obvious. I mean, come on now. I mean, I don't know, but one more story I want to touch on, which is trending worldwide, and
are we going there?
Huh?
There?
I'm going there. Yeah.
Are we taking the journey to Memphis, Tennessee?
We are. We're going there. I did not watch the video. I'm not going to watch the video.
Me neither. Because after George Floyd messed me up. So I don't need to be seeing nothing else.
I don't want to watch it, but there is nothing you can say to me. Ain't nothing you can say to him upstairs about the reasoning of why you did what you did. The Tyree Nichols.
And handcuffed at that.
Ain't no reason in the world for you to do that. Now, kudos to the Memphis Police Department for firing those 5 men, and that's about the only kudos I'll give them for that.
Instantly.
That they acted accordingly and cut the head off right away with that. But this is why people go out there and protest. This is why they do what they do.
Well, let's hope there won't be no riots. But
again,
protesting is okay. I promote the protesting, a peaceful protest. Excuse me. Peaceful protest. Yeah, let's be heard. But the rioting and all other things.
But here's my thing. If you have to go through all these other years before you can get elevated to where you need to go, I've said this before and I said this again. If you want to be in law enforcement, and if you want to serve and protect as the badge says, and as it says on that cop car, this is just my humble opinion. They all need to go through a psychiatric evaluation to become a cop.
Well, hell, bro. People can pass that and still be out there and doing things. The people are good at honestly hiding things, especially when they don't want people to know how they are. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, some people need to talk to some people.
And again, you and I both know people that do honor the badge.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And unfortunately, they are instantly stereotyped because if they think one cop does it, they think they're all bad. They're not all bad, and I know they get a bad stigma.
Yeah,
they get stereotyped a lot. It's unfortunate. But those that are really, I guarantee you, those that are really about serving and protecting under that, I guarantee you, a lot of them are furious and pissed off. It should not have happened. And the question is, when is it going to stop? When's it going to stop? Because I'm, it's really sickening hearing stories like that. It really is.
What time?
Yes.
It's hard to say.
But I would feel like it would be wrong of us not to mention it, because any tragic thing that has happened, we have talked about it on the show.
We have. This is open. This is more than a sports show.
More than a sports show, because I mean, after
it's our platform, and
I mean, after
as I say, it's bigger. It's bigger than sports.
I mean, after seeing the tremendous heartfelt video that Damar Hamlin gave this past weekend, which he's a living miracle, and to God be the glory.
Amen.
But now having to talk about another unarmed, innocent black man that did not have a record.
Handcuffed. Let's not forget that. I mean, that doesn't make a big difference, but handcuffed.
Didn't do nothing wrong, was given no reason, but yet you decide, let's kill him.
How old again? 29?
29. And now his parents have to do the thing that they're
no parent should ever do.
Yeah.
Ever.
Their job is not Their job is not to bury the child. The child is supposed to bury the parent.
The legacy is supposed to be left with the child.
Yes.
That makes it hard for me to just let my two boys walk out this house. And even when they get older,
Yeah.
it's tough. That sucks.
The sucky part is unfortunately now parents that are parents of children of color unfortunately have to talk about son, daughter, come here. There may become a time to where you have to deal with BSing from law enforcement. It's a
Already had
shame.
it.
It's a shame parents have to have that talk with their kids.
Already had it.
And the fact is, you beat him to death on the traffic stop. For what? What did he do?
I don't know, man. Just hope God just gives that family the strength that they need to get through this. And that's hard. That's tough.
When the police chief says they had not been able to confirm why he had been stopped. If the police chief,
Excuse me? I didn't know that. Is that what
okay,
is that what you're telling me?
okay, right now I'm at the New York Times
It's
going through the timeline.
saddening.
8:24 p.m. Officers confront Tyree Nichols at a traffic stop. You can hear Mr. Nichols saying, "I didn't do anything." He was pushed to the ground as officers wrestled with him. The Memphis Police Department initially said that Mr. Nichols had been stopped on suspicion of reckless driving. However, the Memphis police chief, Sarah Lean Davis, said in an interview with NBC that the department had not been able to confirm why Mr. Nichols had been stopped. Okay. Mr. Nichols was just trying to get home. That's all he was trying to do. He was trying to go home. But yet you have no reason why he'd been stopped.
Senseless. Senseless. It's supposed to be protect and serve, not murder.
Then, according to the video, you can hear him screaming, "Mom," because his mom's house is 60 yards away.
So he was almost home.
Yes.
I didn't put that mom in turmoil. That's hard, man. Well, are they should be behind bars, right?
You would think.
I think are they being charged with second-degree murder?
Okay.
I think they're being charged with second-degree murder.
The officers, and here's the messed up part. I don't know how many of them are, but
5.
okay, no, I know the 5, but I'm
Oh, okay.
okay. Were they all black?
Yes. Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I did not know that. No.
It was all 5 black cops. It doesn't make a difference, but just saying, yeah, it was. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference what it is, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
But like I said, bro, it doesn't make a difference what skin color it is. It's excuse me, it's police brutality.
Yeah.
It's the badge. It's the badge killing folks, mainly black folks. Let's just put.
That's almost as bad as black on black crime.
That's exactly what that was.
Good grief.
But I see what it is, but I just look at it as the badge. The badge just cut another young man's life.
Yeah. You're right.
No matter if it was Mexican, black, Asian, white, whatever race it is, the badge for no reason. As like you said, the police chief said they don't have no understanding of why he was even handcuffed and pulled over. So
Makes no sense.
like I said, senseless.
So we here at the Mizzle and Dub Show offer our prayers and thoughts to the Nichols family.
Yes, indeed.
It's a tragic situation, and really, it needs to stop.
And all they're going to sit here and say is that they need training. Well, what was the training that you gave them
In the academy?
Yeah. So what are you rewriting with the? I don't know. I can't speak upon it. Just like you say, just pray and hope that we can get through this. And
Well, I'll say this: Bubba and them will give them a nice rude awakening welcome.
they won't even be in that part of the prison.
You don't think they'll find a way to get to them?
Know how it can get done, but I believe they'll be. Who knows? But that's.
But we don't want to end the show on a low note.
No.
But again, congratulations to the Chiefs and Eagles. They've earned the right to go to Super Bowl 57, even though I know the Raider in him is going to be like F the Chiefs, and rightfully so. I know how he feels. Very rare you get an NFC East versus an AFC West matchup in the Super Bowl. I think the last time that happened was the Rams and the Patriots, and as what some would say, the most boringest Super Bowl of all time, which was a 13-3 final score in Super Bowl 53.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
But again, both teams have deserved to be there,
Mm-hmm.
and the right to be there, and it'll be interesting to see Chiefs fans against the Eagles fans.
Ooh, the rowdiness.
Yes, a lot of rowdiness, but also you got the cheesesteaks versus the Kansas City barbecue. There's going to be some good food.
Yeah, I was saying good. There's gonna be some. There's gonna
be some good eating in Glendale, Arizona. So
yeah,
you enjoyed. But Nick Sirianni in his second year.
Wait, this is just last year that he got introduced. Are they showing his press conference right now?
They are showing his press conference right now. Yes.
Are we going to the exact date?
Yes. A year to the day. And 1 year later on that same day, you are representing.
How long did it take Doug Peterson? Didn't it take him a year?
Well, that's a very good question. Hold on.
I think it took Doug Peterson a year too.
Let's look that
up. If not year two, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 2017. Yeah, Doug Peterson. Yeah, it was within a year.
It's yeah.
And it's Sean McVay.
It's his second year because, excuse me, the first game or the first year, they beat the Bears with that double doink, and then lost to the Saints the next game after. So yeah, 2018 season, Peterson got the Eagles to the Super Bowl. So yeah, sure did.
That's crazy. Well, either way, I just want to see a very competitive football game. Let's hope that it doesn't turn into Flag City. And we just saw DJ Jazzy Jeff on the field celebrating.
All the ones and two. Well, Philly shut out tonight.
Well, you saw Kevin Hart
Kevin Hart was there. DJ Jazzy Jeff was there. Bradley Cooper was there, of course. Mr. Embiid was there. Yes, he was.
I got to get an Embiid jersey, man.
I'm pretty sure Will Smith was there somewhere. I don't doubt it. But also, we knew he was a big Eagles fan, so I know somewhere up there, the Mamba himself is giving a fierce fist pump for his beloved Eagles.
I'll put it out there.
So
rest in peace, Mamba.
I'm sure Kobe Bean was very happy to see his beloved
Eagles. That video when they won the Super Bowl of him, I can't remember which baby he was holding, but that was
it was the newest born.
Okay, that was precious. That's a moment that I hold right here.
Him holding the baby and him trying not to scream in euphoria because his Eagles won the Super Bowl, so he has to whisper it. We fucking won the Super Bowl. We fucking won the Super Bowl. That was quite the moment caught by Vanessa for sure.
Yeah, that's a great moment, and especially if they win it again.
Yeah,
it'd be good. Yeah, that'd be nice.
But again, as I said, teams of opposing fan bases, whatever you do, leave the Rocky Balboa statue alone. Stop putting your team perfect. Okay. Granted, yes, this is a fictional character we're talking about. An iconic fictional character. But damn it, that damn character is as Philadelphia as Philadelphia.
It curses the team slightly that does it.
Yeah. I mean, Rocky Balboa is up there with Julius Erving and Allen Iverson as far as beloved Philadelphia.
And they're not fictional characters.
They're not fictional characters.
But
dadgummit, you mentioned Rocky Balboa. It brings that city to life. Exactly. It brings that city to life. Even though I personally think there should be a statue of Joe Frazier because Joe Frazier is Philadelphia through and through.
Or Bernard Hopkins.
That's just my humble. I'm pretty sure B Hop was probably somewhere in the arena tonight. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Meek Mill is there. Meek Mill is there also.
You know how I feel about Bernard Hopkins.
Yes.
The executioner.
Boxing savant. Yes, indeed. Yeah. And well, we had talked about this morning, and I agree with you 1,000%. But hopefully now, and if you haven't known, folks, Terrence Bud Crawford looks like he is signed to be under the Golden Boy banner, and he has signed with Golden Boy Promotions with us. Of course, that's Oscar De La Hoya's promotion company. Hopefully, with that happening now, hopefully, the fight that we want, that we've been wanting to see, give me a press conference. I need Earl versus Bud, but also at the same time, now we had talked about this at verbatim, but really, Bud, really, Keith Thurman, really. And that's no disrespect to Keith Thurman.
Because a puncher's chance.
Keith Thurman has been a tremendous fighter. No question about that.
I'm not paying for that.
But you said that's the one fighter you wasn't going to fight. But because you couldn't come together on terms with Bud, you're going to fight Keith Thurman? Really? Keith Thurman? Really? Really?
I'm not paying for that.
No. That's another that you can you can suck on my balls for that, Mr. Garrison. No, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, I'm not
no,
watching that.
no. Now,
Definitely.
now, if you want to put that on free TV, I'll watch it on free TV. But pay per
Yes.
view, no, no,
And you gonna charge you what, $80 for it? No.
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 I'd rather watch Mike Tyson spar at his age right now than watch Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. I'd rather hear Mike Tyson say "spinal" again than watch that. Come on now. But
$80. I'll
No.
spend for Errol Spence and Bud Crawford.
yeah,
Hell, if you do it on a time that I can come to Vegas and watch it, if the price is right, I'll come to Vegas and watch the fight.
now if the tickets are affordable, we're stepping foot inside T-Mobile Arena or MGM Grand or whatever arena they decide to have it in.
Ever.
If it does happen to be in the entertainment capital of the world,
That's the bucket list. That's one thing. That's another thing. It's a few things I got to check off. I got to visit Florida State and watch them play.
at the Doak.
I still got to go to Philadelphia and watch the Sixers play. And I still got to go to Chapel Hill.
Oh yes, the Dean Dome. Yes, yes indeed.
I still need to witness WrestleMania. And I got to do a pay-per-view boxing event. I've been to a boxing, like an event scene boxing, but I haven't been to like a big, which there was ESPN in Fresno about a year and a half ago. I could have went out there, but yeah. Well, now that's about all I got, sir.
Yeah, that's practically all I got. Like I said, we will have multiple shows previewing, going up, around, and through the matchup that is Super Bowl 57 between the Eagles and the Chiefs. Two great fan bases. You got the Midwest against the tri-state area. That is the Jersey Turnpike, as you know, Eagle fans everywhere through New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and you've got some in New York. So you got the Midwest against the East Coast. Should be a great game.
Well, hell, we saw a bunch of Philly fans at my birthday when we was in SAC watching the.
Yes, we did, which was a tremendous game. Like I said, it is officially the Big Sheet Metal. So when you think Golden One Center, you think sheet metal. But of course, the beer that he drinks, they have a Michelob Ultra Lounge. So of course, that earned bonus points with him. As this portion is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Yes, indeed.
The night is young.
Like I said, the night belongs to Michelob. But anyhow, we will preview up, down, all around this matchup that is the Chiefs and the Eagles.
And there will be probably some breaking news within the NFL, coaches being moved, getting fired, hired, and all stuff like that. So yes, we will report.
We definitely will report. But also something I want to touch on real quick. My beloved Georgia Bulldogs, what are y'all doing? What?
Running for the
Act like we've been there before. Okay, you're just coming off back-to-back national championships. Stinson Bennett, you are a legend in Athens. Probably will never have to buy a meal for the rest of your life in Athens, Georgia. What are you doing in Dallas with some public intoxication? Come on, man.
Hardening up, man. Really?
Now your draft status just probably took a hit because of this. Come on now.
Character. I don't think these young men are understanding that character is now big in the NFL.
It is.
You don't have a high character. Your draft status will.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Ask Randy Moss about character as he slipped to the Vikings.
Your character will outweigh your talent right now in the NFL.
Yes. Doesn't matter. Don't matter how talented you are. Doesn't matter if you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. if you go out there and act like an idiot, your draft status will fall.
For sure.
It will fall. So here's the ultimate question.
Uh-oh.
Is it the end of Rodgers in Green Bay, Wisconsin? And do you still stick to him possibly going to East Rutherford to being in the green of the Jets?
Yes, he is done with the Packers. They will facilitate a trade for him. Financially, they can't do nothing. With I think what $60 million is guaranteed to him next season. Something like that.
Sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Astronomical number for him. So yeah, you're gonna have to find a team that's gonna have to that can take on that, and the Packers can't do that. And the Packers don't draft well. They don't sign the proper free agents to come to that organization. I don't know what they be thinking half the time. I thank them for trading Devontae Adams to us. I that was the most genius thing they have ever done. That was.
Well, I do know this: the late great Ted Thompson would have kept Devontae Adams. That's what I do know.
I believe that would have happened all the way around. But guess what? He ain't there.
No, he's not.
Thank you, Packers organization, for saying, "Hey, Tay, where you want to go? Vegas. Boom. Yeah, let's go." But yeah, he's gone. You already know what I said. If it ain't Lamar, draft. So,
well, the Miami Dolphins have officially said we're not pursuing Tom Brady.
Fuck.
Which I know you were still hoping for retirement. And there were some other fans that were talking about Brady Rodgers. I'm like, oh my God, really? Like, why? Just why? Yes, they're the two hometown kids. Yes, I get it, but no, don't take on those huge ass contracts. No, well, actually, Brady's a free agent. I take that back. But Rodgers, don't take on that contract. No, you don't need to. Okay, see what you have with Lance. Let him and Brock Purdy just go out in training camp, and whoever wins the match, whoever wins in camp, they're the starter. Go with that.
Yeah.
And then make sure you groom up another third string quarterback. Hopefully it can't be Jacob Eason because I liked him when he was at Georgia. I liked him when he was at Washington. Kid's got a strong arm. Let him develop to possibly be that third string guy. Why not?
I agree.
Let Brock and Trey just okay. You know what? It's me and you. May the best man win.
Yeah.
And go from there. I wouldn't trade Trey Lance because you still want to see what you got with him.
You traded away all those picks to get him, so why would you just throw them away now?
Yeah, don't throw them away now. Like I said, your window is right now. You got the defense to win it right now. Like I said, you'll have a McCaffrey for a full off season. You're going to be right up there with the upper echelon to be favorite to possibly win it this upcoming season. So take your chances, ride it out, reload. Like I said, get a new right tackle, find yourself a center, and go from there. Reload, and try again later on this season.
I agree.
All right. So with that said, I think we've covered everything we need to cover so far.
We touched the bases.
The bases have been touched, but for now, again, Chiefs and Eagles should be a very entertaining matchup. We both like the Eagles right now. The Eagles are -2. The over/under is 49.5. That's the total. So
I like that.
So we know that bets will be coming in on both sides for both teams. So yes, we get the Andy Reid Kool-Aid Man Super Bowl, or some would say the Kelsey Bowl. So we will give our analysis and basis and whatnot. Maybe might even have some special guests to give their 2 cents on what they think about the game. You never know. All we can say is just stay tuned and watch. But again, as always, we thank you for watching. To our subscribers, we thank you. To anyone that is a new subscriber, we thank you again. Anything you want us to cover or anything you want to say, don't forget, please comment in the comment books or comment.
No.
Comment in the comment column. Hey, if they want to make us into a comic book, we're okay with that too.
Hey, DC Marvel, baby.
Anyhow, we thank you for watching this Championship Sunday edition. So again, the final score: the Eagles beat the 49ers 31-7 in the NFC title game. The Eagles win their 4th NFC title game, much to the chagrin of my partner here, which makes him a very happy man, which means he can tell my fan base to suck it and shut up. In the other game, the Chiefs beat the Bengals 23-20. It looked like the Chiefs were going to give it away again. It looked like the Bengals had a chance. But once again, the Chiefs find a way to get the win. And for the 3rd time in 4 years, the Chiefs will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. So it's Andy Reid against his former team. Nick Sirianni in his 2nd year, a la like Doug Peterson, gets the Eagles to the Super Bowl. So we will see who will take home the glory. Will it be the Chiefs for a 3rd time in their history, or will it be the Eagles for a 2nd time in their history? So we shall see and discuss. But again, we thank you for watching. He's Mizzle. I'm Dub. And it is 5 o'clock. Some damn where. Good night, America.